MyPark again. We have another win streak. My last video we went on a 2-game win streak. This one I don't think I captured all of the recording of our win streak, but this is gonna be kind of a long episode, a little over a 60-minute episode. So I'm gonna just jump right into the action. As you can see there, they scored and we get the transition basket right back with Hunter come back and dunk the ball. This one we have a new member in the squad. Of course, Seth is a reoccurring member, and me and Hunter are part of the original trio that was here. Trevor unfortunately won't be here for a while. Sad news for Trevor. Well, good news is he's moving, but sad news is he won't be in my videos for a while. And he probably won't make a comeback in these 2K17 MyPark videos, but he'll probably play plenty in 2K18 whenever that comes out. And I plan on putting out a lot of those videos from my career to MyPark, and maybe even a little my gym or my GM or my team. It just depends. And also some Madden and other gameplay of new games. There's a lot of new games coming out this year. A lot of games that I'm excited to play and can't wait to play. But back to MyPark of Seth, who has the ball now, and me and Hunter are decked out in green. We're actually not matching anymore. We're trying to match together as a squad, but we're now just kind of going our different routes and just trying to play our individual levels. And in here we have with our squad, you see XX Elijah Boss XX. It's a new friend of ours. His name's Elijah, of course, if you couldn't get that from the username here. And I can't really exactly remember what archetype he has, but he's kind of a lower level. I think he just kind of got started on MyPark, and he's kind of working through the kinks, learning the ropes, and just trying to figure out, what play style or how does he play best in our squad when you have 4 point guards. Luckily Hunter is a 6'6" sharpshooter, so he's able to actually play more of like a small forward shooting guard type, but it really hurts us when we play against a bunch of big men. So that's where Trevor would really come in clutch, as he's a big man that would help rebound and help play a little bit better defense. But here it's tie game. Their guy is cooking up a little bit as he hits a 3 on that one, and we're coming down, really just trying to find a play. And Elijah there, he gets them pump faking, and I honestly thought he was going to shoot, but Hunter didn't go for the shot there. And there I'm telling him to shoot, he shoots and he makes it. And in this game, Hunter was just going off. Here, as you see here, he has 8 points. He has 67% of all of our points right now, and he's nearly outscoring the other team. So we're playing in another one of those animations there that should have been a charge, but you know what, we'll just play through it. We'll just kind of there's animations that go both ways, and there I was able to get the block, and so I'm surprised that he A, didn't dunk on me, or B, didn't get the foul. So Elijah there was able to get the layup, and here we kind of have a sizable lead, a 2-possession lead, 14-9. But they come down, and our opponents, they weren't terrible, but our next opponent in this in the second part of this episode will be a little bit better of a match against us. And in this one, we're still up 14-9, and Elijah there thought he had an open lane, didn't have an open lane, gets blocked, and we thought, that's all right, he's still learning the ropes, we'll get the ball right back. But apparently when they blocked it, must have went out of bounds on him, so he had the ball blocked, and so they're getting the ball right back, and they're trying to capitalize on that turnover. They got us jumping. I don't think they even know what they want. They're trying to figure out what's going on, and there I leave my guy open, but thankfully we get bailed out by their bad play, because their guy was kind of sitting in the lane there. And actually I think the guy who was sitting in the lane got a little frustrated, and he quit the match. But there, as I've said several times, Seth plays way bigger than his position, way bigger than his height. I think he's a 6'3" shot creator as well, or maybe 6'2". I think with that hairdo that he has, maybe makes him a little taller, maybe 6'4", but I think he's listed in 2K as 6'2", and he's able to get the dunk there and rise over 2 individuals. And there we see Elijah cutting, and here we even got a even more of a sizable lead, and they're chucking up shots. They're getting real desperate, and there we're trying to get Elijah to get the game winner there. Boom, he has the dunk. Unfortunately, that's not the game winner. We have to score one more time. We thought it was, but there is a game. I don't know if it's going to be a later video I'll upload, or if it's in this episode. I can't exactly remember, but Elijah, as low as his rating is, a 64 overall, actually comes in pretty clutch for us. I won't ruin anything because I don't want to give anything away. But there we're playing pretty good defense, kind of, I guess, clamping them up and sometimes we forget that 2K doesn't really allow you to have those full court um, outlet passes. So that was a turnover on Hunter, but that's okay. He's more than made up for his share of the good things he's done for our team. He's really been one of our best scorers. When he's hot, man, he's hot, and he doesn't miss a whole lot, but sometimes we have to get onto him for taking bad shots. And I know he's probably watching this video, and he's probably getting a little frustrated or annoyed at me that I'm calling him out, but he'll be all right. I've given him enough compliments already. He can deal with a little bit of criticism. So now we're not really necessarily panicking, but we're just chucking up shots, and we're not really playing smart because we've made some bad decisions with shooting, and we've tried to do other things. We're really just trying to end the game quickly, but they, on the other hand, they're trying to not end the game so quickly. They actually want to mount a comeback and win. And if they did come back, that would be either A, major choke on our side, or B, one of the better comebacks you could see in MyPark. And right now, they're kind of feeling like the Cavaliers, and we're feeling like the Warriors, how we have the upper hand, and we're basically on the verge of winning, but anything can happen. In reference to the 2016 finals. And so the guy quits again. Seth goes up for the layup, and I honestly thought that was going to go in. I thought it was going to roll in, but it doesn't roll in here. We're still taking bad shots, and we're trying to stop them. And they shoot an open shot, and they get it. They finally score after being held scoreless for the last several minutes, at being held at 9 points. They finally managed to score, and here I'm really just wanting to end the game. So I'm either calling for a screen so I can get that fadeaway shot that shot creators have, or Hunter for him to get his shot. But I thought they were going to pass it to me, and I'm hoping that they weren't. I can't exactly remember on this episode, or not necessarily this episode, but this game, who hits the game winner. And there we were having a bad possession. I think everybody's just really trying to score to end the game. And there, they missed the three. I thought they were going to make it. There was one game where we had quite a large lead, and they mounted a comeback. We still managed to win the game, but it was a little bit closer than we would have liked it to have been, considering our large lead that we had. So we commit a foul there, and they get the ball right back, and boom, he drains a three in my face. And I was like, oh my goodness, they've scored 5 straight points. Okay, it's time for us to finally just end this. And nobody's really wanting to be the hero, but at the same time, we just want to end the game. And here, are they going to make it 7 straight? They do make it 7 straight. This is Slasher. He has incredible finishing ability, and I believe earlier when I said that we were playing against a team that had a great comeback at the end but still managed to lose, I believe I was in reference to this video. And honestly, we are just trying to finish the game. We're just trying to end the game. We basically had this won and should have already won, and I shoot the shot there, and it bounces around the rim. I got a little scared, but finally it goes in. And a common theme that we see is the shot creator hitting the fadeaway shot for the game winner. And so now we're going to be on to the next one again. I'm going to kind of skip the intros and skip the outros a little bit, just for the sake of the simplicity and the quickness of the game, so we can go ahead and end this. So I'll go ahead and just skip over to the next game and skip all the intros and whatnot. But as you can see there, I am very close to an all-star level 1. And by this time this video has already gone out, I will have been an all-star level 1, but I have 2 videos coming out before I actually have a video with me playing in the all-star 1 and the different perks that you can get with that. So I'll go ahead and start off with this game. Seth goes off, and he starts off the possession by scoring again down low. I swear, he's shot creator. He's got great mid-range, great threes, but he gets most of his points down low. And we're playing against some decent players again. Some of the players that were in our last session, I believe the guy with the Santa Claus hat, and the guy who just shot the 3 in the lime green shirt with the hair and the shoes, he was in our last video too, that they ended up losing against us. So they're back in this video. They rejoined, and then they had 2 other guys join them who were actually a better addition to their team because they played a little more competitively. There I actually get the reach-in foul. I was trying to go for the wraparound steal and maybe see if I could get a steal in the full court setting. And usually I don't like to go for the full court defense or even try to steal the ball as they cross full court. Anytime they size me up near the 3-point line is kind of whenever I try to play clamping defense or even try to get the steal, but there it didn't work out for me. And they capitalize on that, and they get the 3. They're up 3-2. So we'll see where this can take us. I saw my guy celebrating, so I was really going to try to see if I could get the score here, and we do against Seth. I swear, the guy has decent 3-point shooting and great mid-range shooting, but he's just a beast down low. Honestly, he's like a smaller LeBron. How he just destroys down low, no matter who's down there. He'll dunk on you or somehow manage to get around you to make the shot. There I pull up for the wide open shot, and I'm moving, and it bounces around the rim again. This is the second straight shot that I've shot once with a game winner in the last game, and in this game where the ball decides to hit every part of the rim before it finally decides it wants to go in. I leave my man open, which I thought could be a good idea, and it turns out it did work out for us, but they got the rebound, so it really didn't manage to work out at all. But Hunter plays phenomenal defense there, stops the guy from scoring. We get the ball right back, and I'm trying to set a screen for Hunter so he can get open, but I'm really cautious about how I set my screens because a lot of times I'll set those moving screens on accident and I'll get the call. But there, I was finally able to get a shot that doesn't hit every part of the rim, and actually was a green release, and it goes in nothing but net. So here we again a little bit of a sizable lead, a 2-possession lead, and there he went up for the shot. I almost thought I jumped early, but somehow managed to have good defense there, and we catch Elijah rushing down the court to be able to score. And I believe at this point we've all scored. I believe all of us have scored a basket or two, and I'm not quite sure why I was called for the foul. I thought I had a clean lane or a clean look to attempt the block, but apparently I was called for the foul, which kind of negated the fact that Hunter was playing phenomenal defense on that one. Again, it's 2 straight back-to-back possessions that he played good defense. There, I thought I saw Elijah was open, and he kind of was, but their team recovered real quick and recovered much better, and was able to get the block off that one, but we get the ball right back because it was off of them. Hunter, here, he goes up for the wide open 3, and he misses, and sometimes it's a little frustrating that he missed the open shots. It seems like he shoots better when he's got somebody on him or he's on the move rather than just a set open shot. Except for that, of course, that exception where he misses the shot, but a lot of times his shooting can be a little questionable, or at least his choices in the matter. And there I get called for my second foul, and I'm not sure, I've never quite fouled out, or sorry, the third foul, as you can see there at the top right. I've never fouled out in a game in MyPark, so I'm not quite sure what happens, if you even can foul out, or you just rally up or tally up the fouls, and it just keeps track of your fouls, so it hurts your teammate great. I'm not quite sure. I've never came to that point. I know in Pro-Am you can foul out, and you are replaced with a CPU player, but MyPark I'm not 100% for sure, which might not actually be a bad thing if you're replaced with a CPU player, because sometimes they can play much better than a selfish user player. Again, we're passing the ball here, trying to find a really good shot. Hunter's posting up his man as a sharpshooter, posting up his man. There we have to shoot, and unfortunately Hunter was caught in animation, wasn't able to get out of the lane, so the bad possession that was going to have to force us to chuck up a shot because the shot clock was winding down ended up not being able to get a shot up at all because of that turnover. And their guy slashes through and is able to get the dunk. And here, when we had another sizable lead, 10-3, it's cut back down 10-8. So it went from a 7-point lead to now a 2-point lead, and Hunter was able to get the bucket there. And so now we've got another 2-possession lead, and I'm not quite sure what they were doing on that certain play. I guess they went to inbound the ball quickly, and their man happened to be out of bounds. And Elijah caught a little bit of a break. I was a little afraid that whenever he was going to make that shot, or when he was going to attempt that shot, that he was going to miss and or get blocked, or something was going to happen. But fortunately for us, that's not how it worked out. And they made the shot, and that was a very bad shot. And I probably could have passed it to an open player, but I figured with me being semi-open that I would have the chance to make the fadeaway. And we were able to get the block again there. That's twice in back-to-back games I've been able to get that rim protector in there. I see Elijah cutting and throw the oop, and fortunately for us, he doesn't get the block, and he gets the put back, and that was just a great string of plays how on one end get the block shot, great defense leads to even better offense, and Elijah was cutting just in time for us to get that oop over there, and their guy gets wide open. I'm not sure why he decided to pass out of that. Maybe he thought that we were going to block him, but he kind of did have it open as we were out of position. But anyways, they score, so it doesn't matter. And here they're playing, again, that full court defense, and, it's very dangerous to play full court defense, especially in 3-on-3, because when you play full court defense, you always leave the other team to have an opportunity to score on the other end, like we did with Elijah. And Elijah, even though he's a 64 overall, he I guess with us, and a lot of times what we like to do is we're very we pass the ball a lot as a team, and it bodes really well for a lot of players who are low overall, so that way they can really boost up their stats or even boost up their rating, so that way they can make their player a little bit better, and we're able to have great defense. And there's kind of a bad release, but I was able to get the shot down. And here we're in a similar position. We have quite a large lead, and we're only a three-pointer away from winning the game, or heck, even two jump shots or two layups. So we just really want to play defense, get the ball right back, and we had good defense, and we had the ball. But their guy gets the offensive rebound and goes up, and I foul him again. I'm just getting really foul happy these past two games. I believe I have 4 already in this game. Again, I'm not quite sure what happens if you do foul out. Never fouled out before. So there they score off of 2 bad defensive possessions by us. We had one time where we had really good possession where I bought the shot and throw an oop to Elijah, and here where we don't necessarily have a good defensive possession. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. Elijah shoots a wide open 3. Bang! He gets the game winner. 64 overall. Elijah gets the game winner. It's one of his first 1 or 2 games with us, and he ends up getting the game winner. There, that's what I was referring to in the last game with Elijah actually coming in clutch and hitting the game winner. And even though overall his rating is the worst on our team because all of us are in the 80s, and I think my player is in the 90s. And Elijah, since he just started, his player is still in the 60s. He was able to get the game winner there, and a little bit of a good victory note to go out on. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, then just look forward and tune in for the next one. Have a good one. Peace out.